Hello, everybody. Okay, my name is Naira. We are going to try to do this in English because here at Secret Source, we communicate mainly in English. Our clients are in the United Kingdom or north of Europe, and we communicate with them in English. So we're going to try to do this in English, but I'm also perfectly happy to answer questions and discuss anything that you don't understand in Spanish. Okay, I can see there's still a little bit more people joining. So I'm going to go with the introductions. So yes, Naira, Secret Source HR manager for 3 years now. By the way, Rachel, you forgot to congratulate me. It was my 3 years anniversary last week. I won some special brownies. Thank you very much. Next time I see you. So yeah, 3 years now at International SOS. And joining me today, I have Rachel, who's our CEO. She's been a little bit longer than me with the company, and she'll talk to you all in a minute as well. If you hear me talking to Charlotte is our digital designer, and she's helping us coordinate this event today. Although she's the one with the logo, you're not seeing her face at the moment. So yeah, in terms of how we're going to go this afternoon, we are going to do a presentation. We welcome questions both in English and Spanish throughout. And at the end as well, we will give time for any further questions, and you can either raise your hand and we'll give you access, or you can just put your questions in the chat as well. As I said, anytime, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to ask Rachel to introduce the company to you guys.
Yep. Okay. So hello, everyone. I'm Rachel. I'm the CEO at Secret Source. So yeah, I've been here for nearly 7 years now, a bit longer than you, Nina.
No brownies for you.
Yeah. And yeah, so thank you everyone for coming. Nice to see so many of you here. So what I want to do first is just explain a little bit about what we do at Secret Source. So we build teams of developers who work on large web and mobile applications for clients, mostly in the UK and also in Northern Europe. And so our teams tend to work with our clients over a long period of time as well. So, for example, we built a system that provides licensing for all the filming that happens in London. And we've also built an application to manage electric car subscriptions. So at the moment, we're about 30 people in Secret Source, mostly developers, but we've also got Naira in HR, we've got people in accounts, digital designers, project managers, and data analysts as well. And so here are a couple of the companies that we've worked with recently. Now, we work with all kinds of different companies. So some of them are massive, like GSK, the NHS, Asda, but we also work with smaller companies of a couple of hundred people as well. And here are some of the technologies we work in. So on the front end, we're focused mostly on React. In the back end, we work in PHP, .NET, JavaScript. We do some mobile development as well, and we're working with AWS and Azure for DevOps. So I've explained what we do, but now I want to explain a little bit about why we do it, because it's really important at Secret Source. So Secret Source was set up with one very simple goal, and that was to make the best place to work in the Canary Islands. And to do that, we knew we had to focus on the most important thing, which is happiness. If we were going to make the best place to work, we had to make the happiest team. So, we make money, we build great software, but the real reason that we exist is because we want to make people happy at work. We want our developers to be happy, and we want our clients to be happy as well. And we believe that if our team and our clients are happy, then that is success for Secret Source. Not the amount of money we make, but how happy our team and client are working together. But what does that actually mean? What does our focus on happiness actually mean for the team? What's it like working at Secret Source? So we do all we can so that you can work the way that you want to do. So first of all, that means fully flexible working. So you can choose if you want to work at home or if you want to work in the office, and you can choose your hours too. So if you need to finish a bit early on a Monday to go to Pilates, you can go and do it. But we also know that it's really important to meet with your colleagues and build relationships. So we have breakfast, free breakfast in the office every Thursday, sometimes with my famous brownies. And we all get together once a month for the monthly meeting as well. And if you want to do training to improve your skills or get better at your job, then we'll pay for it and we'll give you time to do it every week as well. And finally, I also want to talk a little bit about psychological safety. So a couple of years ago, Google did a big study called Project Aristotle. And this was to find out what makes teams successful. And the result was something called psychological safety. So you have psychological safety when you feel safe in a team. So you feel safe giving your opinion, asking questions, asking for help, even disagreeing with people on your team. We do a lot of work on psychological safety at Secret Source so that you will feel safe and comfortable in our team. And so in real terms, this means when you arrive, you're going to feel really welcome, you're going to feel relaxed, you'll enjoy working with your colleagues, and you're going to enjoy your work. And if one day you don't feel happy, you'll feel safe talking about it to someone so that we can fix it. And an important tool for that is something we use called 15-5. So every week, everyone on our team does a check-in. The first thing they do is they say how they're feeling at work that week. Are they a 1 or up to a 5, which is amazing. And then they can also share things that have been going well and anything that they need help with. This is a really powerful way for managers at Secret Source to see how their team's doing and to provide help when needed. Okay, back to you, Naira, to talk a little bit about career development.
Yes, so when I joined 3 years ago, and actually while I was doing my interviews with Rachel and Richard, one of the founders, I was really well impressed to see that a company that is, here in the Canary Islands and maybe not a huge company with thousands of employees has actually a well thought through and a very interesting professional ladder. Because as a HR professional, I know that if people don't have a path, a professional path, they get tired, disengaged, and they might want to leave the company, and that's what causes employee turnover, which is one of the pains of the HR profession. So was really, really impressed to see, and I'm really glad now to be in this company, because we can say that we have a well thought through professional ladder. So the majority of the workforce, they are developers. This is what we do, and we have a professional ladder for them. So you can join us at any point of the professional ladder. You could join us as an intern. This is what we call a level 8 or 9. Without going into details, it will depend whether you're an intern from FEP or an intern from university, and whether you've done your practicas already or not, or whether you've done any sort of short entry-level contract. Or you can join us as a level 10, which is a junior developer, or level 11, or upper intermediate, which is a level 12, senior level 13, or 14, which is a senior management. All of these roles, will be well thought through. You will have a support system that will not only let you know where you are, but help you achieve the next step in your professional ladder, hence growing your career, growing your salary expectations, and just making sure that you have a successful and interesting career with us. And how we measure this, we have 5 competencies, which is on the next slide, Charlotte. Great, thank you. 5 competencies, because we are not only going to judge your capabilities on technical skills. Of course, your technical level is important and it will be assessed during a recruitment process, but it's part of a wider understanding of what makes a successful professional. And that entails things like your leadership skills, your learning capabilities, your communication skills, and your level of ownership. And ownership means things like understanding that this is not my job, or this is not my responsibility, is not normally conducive to good teamwork and a successful team. So obviously, the expectations for a junior in terms of communication, ownership, leadership, learning, and technical levels are lower than for a senior. And we have all of this in paper, and you will become familiar with how we measure it if you join us. And I want to share with you a couple of really interesting stories. So we have Dani there and Armando. And when I joined, Armando was doing his internship, and it was supposed to be for like 10 months, but we were so impressed with him, and we all of a sudden we had a vacancy for a junior developer that we just hired him. We didn't let him finish his internship. We just hired him because he was just doing so well and progressing so well on the ladder. So we hired him as a level 8, and he, very quickly progressed, and he was a level 10 and deserved to be a junior developer. And with Dani went to university.
He's still with us, Armando. As well.
They're both still with us. Sorry, yes. And he's now an intermediate, by the way.
Yeah.
So yes, that continue growing with us. With Dani, he has this double degree in computing science and business administration, and we decided that we needed to hire somebody part-time to be our assets access manager. So sort of to look after our licenses and our equipment. And he was already a developer with us. And he said, actually, I would like to do both, because actually I did both at university. So this goes a little bit into my degree as well. So he applied for the role internally, and he got it, and we were able to accommodate him. So he could actually do both the development role and the assets manager. And yeah, very proud of both stories, because they continue to grow through our ladder and are achieving, things that are amazing. And I think it's because we have this structure to support the development. And Dani actually surprised us the other day as well, because now he's got a C1 English, because he's also doing our English courses as well. And yeah, I'm really, really proud of the team. But I think it's better if you hear it from them. So we have a little video that we did with Dani. So yeah, we want to share it with you now.
Trabajar para Secret Source es una maravilla. Hombre, en el sentido de que tienes bastante flexibilidad, tienes horas de entrenamiento dentro de la jornada de trabajo, que es algo que no se ve tanto, presupuesto de entrenamiento, flexibilidad de horarios, trabajo en remoto, las condiciones laborales son prácticamente inmejorables y no he encontrado algo ni remotamente igual casi en la gran mayoría de empresas del sector en la isla. En mi tiempo libre me gusta pasar tiempo con mi novia, pasar tiempo con mis amigos, jugar a videojuegos, ir al gimnasio. Yo creo que me encuentro bastante feliz trabajando en Secret Source, porque de repente estás haciendo todo el rato cosas que sabes que son útiles, que estás resolviendo necesidades a alguien, estás siendo debidamente recompensado por ello, y es incluso extraño porque yo soy mucho más feliz ahora en Secret Source que cuando estaba estudiando en la universidad. ¿Y cuál es el secreto? And that's the secret.
No, I love him.
I love that video, yeah.
I know.
Okay, so now I'm just going to explain about a new client that we have, and these are some of the roles that we're recruiting for. So Smartest Energy is a big company in the UK, or they're actually international, but we're working with the UK part. And they're focused on helping businesses make better use of renewable energy. So they have their own internal development team. They've got several internal applications that they're working on day to day. Every so often they want to do a bigger project, maybe rebuild something, add new features, and that's when they work with us to put together a team. So this is a great opportunity for someone to work with a really experienced development team on their side, maybe building some new applications, but also building new features as well.
Yes, so for now, and we hope that they're not going to be the only vacancies that we're recruiting for Smartest Energy. For now, we have an open process for 2 roles, senior.net and a QA tester. Senior.net has been open now for 3 weeks, so I will probably be closing that one up tomorrow. So if you're interested in that particular vacancy, I would suggest that you send in your CV tonight, because yeah, I'll be closing that one tomorrow. QA tester, there's still time. It's only been a week that's open, so I will be receiving those CVs for a little bit longer. I'm not going to take too much time to explain those vacancies to you now. I will let you know where you can find more information about them, and it's basically on our website. Upcoming vacancies, we hope to have more vacancies this year. So feel free to send your CV. I'll explain to you how you can do that. Just even if it's not for the 2 roles that we have now, we have a talent pool. We are talking to existing clients and new clients about their needs. We think we might recruit for React developers of different levels, Laravel developers, and mobile app developers. Okay, so all of those are examples of roles that might be coming up this year. But as we said before, we also employ other type of roles in the company. So yeah, let me give you some advice on how you can go about entering our recruitment process. So this recruitment process, it's pretty much for every role. Firstly, you will complete the online application. Okay, that's normally open for at least 2 weeks. And after those, and I have an ATS, an applicant tracking system, I will be able to communicate to you whether you go into the video call, the first screening call with me, or if you didn't make it on that occasion. The video call is very short. It's normally 20 minutes to 30 minutes. And I would like to talk to you then about the company, the particular role, check that I have all your information, solve any questions that you might have, and just, you know, a little bit of a first point of contact, okay? I will also establish your level of English and things like that. Once I finish with the screening calls, I send them to the recruiting team. So my colleagues, normally the head of projects, some senior developer, or the head of engineering or the team leader, whoever is involved in that particular vacancy, for a more formal interview. So that's normally half the people that I do calls with that go into the next phase. And that would be more like a 45 minutes to an hour interview, competency-based, and I'll be happy to let you know what competency-based means if you are not familiar, but also, you know, just to dig a little bit deeper into your previous experience, your technical skills, how you go about doing things, the way you work, and what sort of environments and you've been working on, and your expectations for this role. Finally, just for the very last few candidates, because we don't like to waste anybody's time, we will invite you to a technical assessment. So probably there's like half of the people that have gone through our recruitment process will see the technical assessment, which is normally something for you to do at home. We'll send you some instructions. The commitment tends to be an hour, 2 hours of your time, and you don't even have to finish everything we send you. It's just to have a bit of a background and for you to get familiar with some code. And then we call you for a pair programming exercise. In that pair programming exercise, somebody will sit with you, check what you did, how you did it, ask you some questions, challenge you a little bit on the way you went about developing the exercise. And I have no clue, but everybody tells me that it's super interesting and that they love meeting our team. And everybody tells me it's the most enjoyable part of the recruitment process, which I always get a bit offended because I think I'm the most interesting and fun person of the recruitment process, but apparently not. So yeah, nothing to be terribly worried about. And finally, if you are a selected candidate, we will make you an offer. So yeah, we will welcome you. Full terms Spanish contract that I will be very happy to talk to you about, with all our benefits, which include, the medical health insurance, and we have a budget for you to attend training, conferences, and seek certifications, and everything else that Rachel explained. And we will prepare a nice welcome for you and an onboarding plan that will take into account what we've discovered about you during the recruitment process. So if we think, you might need to refresh React a little bit, maybe, so we will prepare that you do that during your onboarding period. And this recruitment process is working really well for us. I'm really happy about this. So we are using this ATS. It's called Safeguarding, and it's a third party. So I have no way of manipulating that, even if I wanted to. And the self-garden system collects the feedback from our applicants during the process of recruitment and at the end of the process of recruitment. And we get them anonymized, and the feedback seems to be really good. We're very proud. 4.86 out of 5. I will happily take that. And we absolutely welcome the feedback, things that we can improve, and things that we can do more of. It's working really well. So if any of you has participated in any of our processes and have completed it, I thank you, because it's really useful. And a nice picture from our 5th year anniversary. I guess what I wanted to say with that one is that we're a very friendly team, and that the recruitment process is not scary, and we're all very approachable, and we want you to meet as many from the team as possible during the recruitment process, and also during your onboarding. We're very transparent. We publish all our vacancies, internal, external, on our LinkedIn page and on our landing page, our careers page as well. And we even publish our internships there. We do have internships with the FULP and with the ULL, Universidad de La Laguna, and occasionally as well with some of the FPS schools. So you can find all our vacancies on our career page. I'll give you our QR code later, so you can do that if you prefer. But it's careers.secretsource I'm so blind source secret-source.eu. And finally, some of us have talked, because I can see some names already that I recognize from the attendee list, have talked via LinkedIn. We have a big presence on LinkedIn. We have almost 5,000 followers now. So I encourage you to follow the company, not only talk to me, but follow Secret Source from your profile, because then you will be notified as soon as we have any open vacancies, or you will see the events that we organize. We are a very active member of the development community here in Gran Canaria, but also in the whole archipelago, right? We go to events in Tenerife, and we organize online events and events at the SPEC. And if you ever see any of those and you're interested, you're welcome to contact us, and we try to get you in if we can. We also have an Instagram profile, which is a bit more informal and just for you to get to know the team. And we normally let our team take charge of Instagram, and they do their own posting. Some really cool stuff, some tips from one developer to another that you might find interesting. And that's the QR code with the careers page. And perfect timing, 5 minutes for questions, because I forgot to say at the beginning that we were aiming for 20-25 minutes presentation, and then to open the chat for questions. And remember, you can ask them in English or in Spanish. We really don't mind. But we thought this would be a free English lesson for those who haven't been practicing for a bit. I can see there's something on the chat. Let me see. Oh, what is the employee rotation rate? Approximately. Oh, I haven't checked this enero, febrero, marzo. Oh, I haven't checked this first quarter. I'm going to admit, I don't think anybody has left. Maybe one person. So 1 person out of 12. Really low, really low. We're very proud of the rotation rate. Yeah, but Richard, do you remember last time we checked the rotation rate? It's really low. I used to work in call centers back when I was living in London, and the retention rate, like if it was anything below 50%, we were like doing great. So it's, like, I guess I don't look at it anymore because it's just, so high. Like, I'm so impressed with that.
We can definitely find it out and come back to you, the actual figure.
Oh, Giselle, I think we're talking, you and I were talking soon. So I'll find out and I'll let you know. I think you and I are talking tomorrow. Right now, oh, good one. Book camps. Yeah. So we do have at least one person currently that went to a book camp. Her name is Sarah. She went to the boot camp here, Reboot Academy. And we hired her from Reboot Academy, and she had a background that was completely different. She's really fascinating story. And she's a developer, and she's done really good. I personally do careers, like career presentation for Ironhack and Hackaboss, Lewagon as well sometimes. We're very happy to, collaborate with boot camps. In all honesty, when you go through a competitive recruitment process, it's all who you are up against. And, if you only have a boot camp and you haven't done practicas, and, you might have a tough competition, people that maybe have done the FP and have practicas, and or have done the university and have practicas. So, in that occasion, you might not get the role, but we're open. We don't throw away CVs just because they come from a boot camp. It's a competitive process, and let the best person in that particular moment win. And, we have an example. Sarah won her round, and she's working with us and doing really well. She's tremendous. What minimum level of English? Okay, definitely a B1. Okay, although we're not going to ask you for the piece of paper. You don't need it, but I will assess it while I talk to you. If you're a junior, if you are internship, so practicas, B1 will probably be enough for you to get around. If you're going to start in a role where you need to talk to the client directly, you're going to need a B2. But we're confident that, even if your B2 is a bit rusty, between the support that we will give you, because we have English lessons on an online platform, and all of us are going to be there practicing with you every day, I think you're going to progress really quickly.
Once you start speaking English every day, it's amazing how quickly you improve. Yeah.
Yes, and remember those interns a couple of years ago? I was so surprised because I saw the interns from the university in June. I think we did the recruitment for them with the assessment center, and we chose 3. And then I didn't see them until the Christmas party. And I remember they were sitting right next to me at the restaurant. And I was like, I cannot believe how fluent they are. Like in 3 months, not even 4 months, they were just talking to everybody in English, just super fluent. And I was like,
yeah.
This is proof that, if you start practicing talking every day, you improve like that. You had an interview in 2019. There was no luck at the time, but now try it again for the open. Oh, hold on. Awesome. Yes, I definitely would say sometimes you just need to try a few times. We have Alejandro Serrano. I'm sure he doesn't mind me saying that he applied once with us and didn't get in. And it just wasn't the right role for him. And, there was competition, and we kept in touch. And, then there was another vacancy. I can't remember, like a year later. And he was like, I'm not quite sure if it's for me. Could you give me more information before I apply? And yeah, we decided that it probably wasn't for him. And third time around, he was like, I've seen this vacancy. I think it's perfect. What do you think? I was like, you know what? I think it is perfect. Let's resume the process. And now he's working for us. He joined us, I think it was November. So by all means, if you get a no once, doesn't mean you're not right for the team. It just means that, it wasn't right for that particular vacancy at that particular time. We love to nurture our talent pool. So yeah, I will try to email you vacancies that I think are interesting, might be interesting to you. And yeah, if you see a vacancy, you're not sure whether to apply or not, just talk to me, send me an email or contact me on LinkedIn. I'd be really, really happy. I'm studying a reboot. Okay. Oh, great. Adriel, I'm really, yeah. Thank you for attending the day, and yeah, apply, and we'll be really, really happy to see how you progress, because we're interested in all type of profiles, even boot camps. Daniel. Ooh, oh, that one is for Rachel. Rachel, have you seen Daniel's question?
Yeah, the process of following a project from scratch. I mean, so it depends on the project and who the client is and how much involvement they have. So some clients, especially if we've been working with them for a while, we'll have a really good idea about what the tech stack should be. And so then we'll work with them on that. But if it's completely new and we can choose the technology, then we have Ted, who's our CTO, and Jerome, our head of engineering. So they'll kind of start that process. They'll be the ones who look at putting together the team. But we're really collaborative as well. So once we have a team, have some lead developers maybe, then we can have that discussion together about what the tech stack should be.
Good, thanks.
The English classes.
English classes, yeah. So we are using at the moment a platform that is called Voxy, Voxy. The team seem to like it very much. You can choose to do record the lessons. You can listen to record the lessons always with native speakers. You can do like lessons. You can work on your grammar, or you can join one of their online like live classes. And I've seen some of the team saying, "Oh, have you joined the Friday at 4? Like that girl is like really good, and the classes are really fun." And so yeah, it's something that is working really well for us because it's 24/7 being online, and everybody can study at their own pace, and they will assess your English and your listening, your reading, and all of that, and then you can see how you're progressing, and you can retake the assessment. So working really well. Very happy with that. And as I said, at least 2 people have progressed in their levels last year. So very, very happy to see the results. Listen, that one, the solid knowledge of technology versus a multi-skill profile, it really will depend on the role, okay? The role and the requirements of that particular project for that particular client. Sometimes, yeah, they just need some basic knowledge, and therefore they will ask for somebody a little bit more junior, just with the right attitude in terms of learning capabilities and willingness to collaborate and willingness to learn. But sometimes we have to be realistic. The project will need somebody that is hands-on, that can get into a project and add value immediately. And therefore, we have to listen to the clients and respond to their needs. Okay. Is it possible to know person when you're planning to open their developer positions? We don't have a timeline for that, right, Rachel? React developer roles.
Yeah, not at the moment. Hopefully in the next couple of months.
So hopefully in the next couple of months. Any questions? Hi, Eric.
Questions? It's good.
Okay, so I'm well impressed. 5:35 is really good, and I really appreciate a lot of you joining, despite Rafa Nadal playing at the moment. I'm well aware that he's playing at the moment. So yeah, listen, we're here to answer any questions you might have. So I'm on LinkedIn, and the only Naira Padron, so come find us. And yeah, please follow us, and we'll be very, very happy to receive your applications, whether they are for a particular open role or just for our talent pool, so we can keep you in mind for future roles.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Charlotte, for doing all the hard work as usual in the shadows. So thank you very much. And yeah, thank you all, and thank you, Rachel.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Have a good afternoon.
Bye.